speaking to a fellow down in New South Wales, a bloke called Pat Birchall. I don't know if you've heard of him, but Pat's quite a well-known person in the poultry area, and he's 80 years old now. And he was telling me that as a boy he can always remember going out and seeing egg farms and poultry farms where they had 500 to 1,000 crowed lamb shanks walking around. He said he's never seen anything like it, so good. So that's where we're sort of coming from. As I said, Peter's been working with us for quite a number of years now, and he's been basically almost a silent partner to some extent, haven't you, Pete? Yeah. The trouble is he's starting to get too good in the shows, and he was beating us all the time, so we thought, okay, if we can't beat him, we'll join him. So we're getting together now. So Ross has asked me, if you don't mind, I can refer to him. Ross asked me to outline what we're doing to correct a fairly chronic inbreeding within the crowed lamb shank, which has occurred really over the last 100 years. We don't see ourselves as being any different to any other poultry, purebred poultry people, because a lot of the purebreds are getting quite hard to find, and as you start getting your gene pool down smaller, you start inbreeding starts, etc. A lot of people say you can line breed, and which is basically a milder form of inbreeding, if I could put it that way. But the boundaries are blurred from where line breeding finishes to where inbreeding does start, and that's the hard part. Over time, they've said, okay, if you want to go and improve your stock, you've got to line breed. But with line breeding, I don't know whether you're aware, but you have certain charts and breeding charts that you've got to follow, and they're quite regimented in how you do follow them. And human nature being as it is, people being impatient, at times they don't necessarily follow those breeding charts, etc. And once you start missing out steps and wanting to get further along the track than what possibly the line breeding chart tells you you should be at that time, that's when you start the inbreeding phase, and you can have difficulties. Anyway, let's have a look at it from the crowed lamb shank point of view, if you don't mind. All of the crows in Australia are actually descended from 18 birds which came across from the UK in 1892, I think it was. There were 3 shipments, as I understand, of 6 each. There were 3 different people, 2 in New South Wales, 1 in Victoria, who got those, and I don't know the proportions and what they got. So they're the ones that came from the UK. There were some other additional birds came from the US, and that was they call them black lamb shanks over there. A number of them, I don't know the number, how many there were, but they came over in about the 1900.